Here, a short overview.
Our listeners, I can really promise you that will be a breathtaking podcast.
I'm sure
Andre.
it will be. I'm sure it will be. It will open their eyes to a lot of things. Usually you can find a local which they're always willing to help. So because it's so quiet around, and if you just go there with your backpack and you're like, oh, I'm looking for somewhere, they want to show you everything. So they'd be like, yeah, I'll take you here, you can go in the mountains here and go here and here. So that everybody wants to show you about the country.
Like that?
Super, super chilled. Like, yeah, when I go back to Jamaica to visit, I keep getting told to slow down. So if we're walking somewhere, they're like, yo, can you slow down, man? I walk too fast. So they're like, I'm walking too fast. And I was like, you need to slow down. So if we don't have something, we find a way and we're going to improvise on it. So that's another big part of the culture. And yeah, you might know someone who's a doctor, but the doctor can build a house, fix your car, and do some plumbing. So we're not just usually stuck on one field. We like to be able to do everything. We're survivors, so that's a big part of the culture.
Welcome to the podcast Global Communicator. Don't believe tourists, we ask the locals. Global Communicator, the podcast.
Andre!
Hey, Marco!
What a pleasure to have you here today.
Very nice pleasure, very nice pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks that you found some time to speak with us about your home country, Jamaica.
I like to share it with the world.
Yeah, man, I just have to say it feels already like Jamaica, like I'm sitting totally in the sun and I'm already losing my newspaper.
Yeah, it's true. To be honest, it's a lot hotter here than Jamaica.
Really?
We have a nice breeze that comes from the sea, so
Yeah, I miss that at the moment after I'm sitting directly in front. And yeah, but anyway, as I already lost my introduction, let's start directly into it.
Yeah, so I'm Andre. I was born and raised in Jamaica. Lived there for quite a long time, and then decided to start traveling the world. 38 years old. And I would like to be sharing my experience of Jamaica, and just so people know a little bit more about the culture. And then
I'm sure you can do that. When we already prepared this podcast, we spoke a bit about Jamaica. I was impressed how many different cultures you already saw, and the good comparison between all the cultures and your experience in Jamaica. Yeah. Our listeners, I can really promise you that will be a breathtaking podcast.
I'm sure
Andre.
it will be. I'm sure it will be. It will open their eyes to a lot of things.
Exactly. So don't miss this podcast and let us know what you think afterwards about it, because there will be a lot of interesting tips from Andre.
Yes, definitely.
So Andre, as you said already, you are born and raised in Jamaica, you traveled through the world, and now you're living here in Innsbruck. That's also where we meet. We are meeting up at the university MCI,
Yes.
sitting in front of the beautiful North Chain.
North Chain Mountains. This is the reason why I ended up staying. I came on holiday and I was like, wow, these mountains are absolutely incredible. And then, now I'm here.
Really?
Yeah, literally, I came on holiday and then...
A very spontaneous guy.
Very spontaneous, but this is how you experience life.
Yeah, and I totally can underline that you are very spontaneous, because we wrote each other yesterday and today we are already here, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, burning at 40 degrees and speaking about Jamaica.
That's not that hot. Maybe for you.
Anyway, all good.
Yeah.
Let's get into the topic. Can you give us, our listeners, a small overview about Jamaica, like a general information, some facts?
Yeah, so Jamaica, it's one of the Caribbean islands, probably one of the smaller Caribbean islands. and with a nationality of 2.6 million people. Very small country.
But well known or all around the
Very
world.
well known, yeah. So a very small country that has caused a very big impact on the world. That's from the music scene, from the music scene, the food scene, and just the vibe. Because Jamaican people, no matter where they are, they're very welcoming people. They like to share. We like to share about our country. It's very important for us because we grow up in a very we don't appreciate it until we go to another country, and then you're like, wow. So I'm drinking spring water every day. I'm eating some of the most amazing fruits every day. And then when you move to somewhere else and you're like, oh, I don't have this anymore.
They need to buy water, for example.
Exactly. Yeah. So then it starts to open your eyes a lot to actually how much benefits Jamaica has, but you don't. Yeah, it's like growing up in Austria, I guess. If you're here in Austria and you've grown up here and never experienced anywhere else, and you think, oh, it's pretty boring. But then when you go somewhere else, you're like, oh, actually, maybe it's not so boring. So, I guess that's just how it is. But Jamaica, it's just full of amazing things. Really amazing things.
Just let me jump into that. You already said it's a very small country, just more or less 2.5 million people are living there. Yeah. But everyone knows Jamaica. That's especially because of reggae
music,
reggae music, Bob Marley,
bobsleighing.
So many things are in our minds. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Is life like we imagine, like the Europeans? I would say we imagine a lot of chill, slow life there, and a lot of music. Is it like that?
Super, super chilled. When I go back to Jamaica to visit, I keep getting told to slow down. So if we're walking somewhere, they're like, yo, can you slow down, man? I walk too fast. So they're like, I'm walking too fast. And I was like, you need to slow down and just be more relaxed. Because, living in Europe for quite a while now, you become accustomed to the European way of life. So when you do go back to Jamaica, they're like, no, you're moving too fast. You're
even moving too fast, really?
Yeah, yes.
Even for a local like you, it happens.
Yes, it happens. It really happens. And they're like, yo, man, you walk too fast. And it seems like they take a step every 30 seconds because it's just like, they're just super slow wherever they go. With literally anything. Even if you go to the airport and checking in, it's just like, come. Stamps your passport, and it's just like everywhere is just super chilled. But that is the way of life in Jamaica, because as we say, it's no problem, man. So it's just everything's relaxed. Work life is relaxed. I found that was just so important, because a lot of people, they live to a very long time in Jamaica, because it's just there's no rush. They don't let the smallest things stress them. So then we appreciate it, and we live a lot from nature. Nature is a very, very important thing for us in Jamaica. So we're not...
Happy to hear that you appreciate that, because nowadays, with all the nature problems and everything, so if the locals appreciate their nature, they will also fight for it and look after it.
And because my grandparents were farmers as well, so... For me, from a very, very young age, I was out with my grandparents at 3 in the morning, and we're there planting peppers, watermelons, and everything, and seeing how an animal is killed, but it's killed in a humane way. And we're not killing to a point where we're affecting the natural life, or we're dwindling the amount of animals around. So we'll just kill, say, one pig, and then it gets shared to everyone that lives close to you. So to the neighbor, to the other neighbor, so everything all gets shared. So in this sort of sense, it's really, really nice to see. But then once you go to other countries and you see the scale of other things, you're like, wow, maybe they should go to the Jamaican way. So.
Andre, really, I need to change the place because I can't
You're
even
absolutely
open my
cooking
eye. I'm cooking and I can't open my eye, to be honest. Oh, damn, that's too much.
Yeah, it is kind of warm.
Yeah, well, listeners, we are on a new spot now. It was way too hot for us, so we
had to just
admit that we can't make it in the bright sun. So unfortunately, the video will be now a bit with shadow and sun, but at least the content will be awesome, and believe me, the pictures will be also shown a good overview about Jamaica. So welcome to our new spot here.
Yes, hello guys, welcome.
Still on the rooftop of the MCI, but now at least a bit in the shadow, and the sun is already walking close to me, so I will getting closer to Andre with any minutes, I'm sure.
Maybe you'll be sat on my lap soon.
The chances are high.
Could happen.
Well, let's get back to Jamaica, and we spoke already about the general information, about the size and the really popularity around the world.
Yeah.
But now let's get a bit into the country. Let's give us some places where we should go if we travel there and what we have to see.
So there's a lot of places. Depends on where you're going to be landing. If you're landing in Kingston, it's recommended to go and see where Bob Marley originally lived. Amazing little place, and you learn so much about the music and the culture. Then you have Port Antonio, which is a very, very beautiful place. Amazing views. And if you go, if you're into hiking and things like this, then you could probably go to the Blue Mountains. Which then, if you're in the Blue Mountains, if you do a hike for around an hour or so, you'll end up finding some incredible, incredible blue lagoons, completely secluded, just hidden in the middle of the mountain. And it's just great. You can just jump off, dive into them and swim as much as you like.
Sounds awesome, but it sounds already like a secret spot. Because my additional question would be, do you have a secret spot for our listeners?
There are quite a few.
But that sounds already like that, like blue lagoons.
Yeah.
Are they overcrowded? That's an interesting.
No. So it's usually you can find a local, which they're always willing to help. So because it's so quiet around, and if you just go there with your backpack and you're like, oh, I'm looking for somewhere, they want to show you everything. So they'll be like, yeah, I'll take you here, you can go in the mountains here and go here and here. So that everybody wants to show you about the country. So these blue lagoons, you can find a local in the area, just pay him a few euros or buy him a beer, and he's showing you all the greatest spots. And they will definitely show you the secret spots. And there are quite a lot that are hidden away. But most of Jamaica has these little hidden away areas, which is really cool, really, really cool. So you just go for a walk and you just come across a waterfall somewhere. There's waterfalls, lagoons, and then you have the more touristy spots. So like Ocherius, Dunn's River Falls, which are really, really super busy. But Dunn's River Falls, for me, it's just incredible. It's like a little, you can literally, it's like just rocks that are like so. It's waterfall, you just slide down straight into the sea. You've got
it's a bit like canyoning.
Yeah. Well, you can just do it with your own body, because they're like really smooth rocks, so you're not going to fall and hurt yourself. It's just like really nice and smooth, and it's great for children as well. But then, if you want to see a little bit more, like they have the glass bottom boats, so then you can be on these boats if you're not into diving or anything. You can be on these boats and still see everything happening under the sea, because the waters are crystal clear. And then you have everything, tropical fishes, crocodiles. But they don't usually trouble people. They're just usually on the side of the rivers and just go like when the river joins the sea. So a lot of the crocodiles, they swim out to lay their eggs just on that part there and then come back into the river. But it's not I wouldn't say it's dangerous. Like if you want to see, you can on the glass bottom boats, you'll see like some giant eggs sometimes, which are crocodile eggs. And it's a really cool experience.
But you already told us that we have to get into touch with the locals, right?
I would recommend that.
Is it easy to get in touch with them for foreigners?
Yeah, so that's the thing. A lot of people they hear many stories that Jamaica is very scary.
Yeah.
But if you're aware, should I say, if you just go there and just think, yeah, I'm going to be completely safe and just do whatever the hell you like, but then you're at more risks. But if you go there and you think about things and you're not showing off with expensive things, then yeah, you can have a really nice experience, even like a taxi driver. You could just randomly get into a taxi.
That would be actually also a question which I wrote myself down. Yeah. I thought about how to get around Jamaica.
Yeah, so you could literally just order a taxi, or you find you find a taxi almost everywhere. If you find a good local taxi driver, he will be with you until the end of your holiday. So if you're there for 5 days, he will come and pick you up every day, first thing in the morning. And if you don't know anything about the country and you just say, look, I want to know where the best food spots are, the best swimming spots are, and the best secret spots, you pay him €10 for the whole day, and he's literally your tour guide.
But that's actually not what I heard about or what I read before. So
some parts, yes. It depends if you're open-minded and you meet or you're interested in meeting the local people. It's really not as super expensive or as dangerous, because a lot of them, they will take you to the safest places. They will find you the best food places and everything. So
look, listeners, if you Google tips about Jamaica, they will tell you don't take a taxi because it's too expensive and you will lose your money, but it's not true, right? If you find the right ones and locals, yes, and you speak with them and to get to know a bit more about them, and because probably you also need to bargain, right? Yeah,
you will need to bargain. Yeah, so that's the thing. Don't just accept what they tell you, because if they're like, oh, it's going to be €20, you're like, no, that's ridiculous. And if you bargain with them, say, no, I'll give you €5 or €10, they will, because they don't earn that amount of money in a day.
What would be the average?
So for a taxi driver, it ranges between €5 to €10. That's per day. Yeah.
So you pay them the whole day. If you give them €10,
yes,
probably already double amount of it their whole day.
Literally, because they probably wouldn't even make that in 1 week.
Okay.
Because it's €10 works out to around 1,000 Jamaican dollars, which is a lot of money in Jamaica. So the average wage in Jamaica is €7,000 a week.
€7,000?
Yes. No, 7,000
Jamaican dollars.
So that works out to about €70 a week.
Yeah, €70 per week. Okay.
And that's a really...
Can you calculate just the zeros away? So, okay, 7,000 is €70.
Yeah, basically. Okay. So
do 1 to 100.
Basically.
Okay, basically. Okay.
So it depends on the exchange rate at that time, because it does fluctuate. And
easy
changes.
Calculating, yeah.
Yeah, but on average, that's around how it is. So if they're coming to you and saying they want €20 for one journey, then you'll be like, okay, you're overcharging me here. And then you just say, no, I'll give you €5. And that's still a lot of money to them, because they make half of that.
So you don't need any travel guides. You need just a good taxi driver.
And
and it's for a very affordable price.
Very affordable price. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you go to any country and they don't, like any other Caribbean countries or places you don't know, then they will try to overcharge you to try and make a little bit of extra money. But if you're aware and you know, okay, this is how much the local people are paying, why am I paying 3 times the amount? So I think in Jamaica you pay, what, $4 or $5? No. Between 100 Jamaican dollars to 200 Jamaican dollars. which is like what, €2 to €3 for the local people when they're going on an average taxi journey. So if they're coming to you and saying, I want this amount, then just be aware of that.
But if we are already at the money topic, I also read that normally they also accept US dollars. But is it smart to use them, or is it better to go there with Jamaican dollars?
It's better to use, because they all want US dollars or euros or English pounds. This to them, it's just dollar signs in their eyes. But if you then do the exchange, it's a lot cheaper for you, because if you go there and you're just spending in dollars, it might seem cheap to you, but they're making so much money from you. So if you pay them $10, this is double to what they would usually get. So then they will literally take it from you.
So to sum it up, we should go to Kingston to see the city and also watch the Bob Marley museum, right?
Yeah, so you can usually too, if, like I said with the taxi driver, if you tell him, you can literally do a full tour of the island from just this one local taxi driver. So they will show you almost everything. So Kingston, the Bob Marley Museum, Bob Marley's house. Then if you go to Ocho Rios, beautiful, slightly more expensive part of Jamaica, because that's where a lot of tourists go. And you have Port Antonio, and the Blue Mountains too. If you want to experience the full nature side of Jamaica, Blue Mountains are incredible. And they grow the second best coffee in the world.
Okay, who says that?
No, it's actually proven.
Okay.
So Jamaica produces the second best coffee in the world, because it's €110 for 500 grams. So it's
that's not really affordable anymore.
Yeah, it's not for most people, because it's what the Queen, the royal family in England drinks. It's great to
Didn't know that, actually.
Yeah. So if you go into the Blue Mountains, you will have a lot of little bars hidden away too, and they usually serve the Blue Mountain coffee. And if you have a chance to experience this, I totally recommend it, because the flavors is completely different, completely smooth, it's creamy, and it's not like an overly powerful taste. It's just a real enjoyable experience.
Already looking forward for that, but I'm not sure if I afford the second best coffee around the world. Yeah. But anyway, we can change the angle now, because I'm sitting now here. New angle, but same topic. We already spoke about coffee. Yeah. So let's go on with food.
So it all depends. Jamaica is you have a lot of very incredible fish to eat, because it's all tropical fish, amazing. Fish, lobster, and then we have the local dishes, which are ackee, which is the national fruit of the country, which is...
Mostly for breakfast, right?
Yeah, it can be eaten for breakfast, lunch or dinner, but we mainly eat it
for everything.
For breakfast. And it's usually served with a salted fish, so like salted cod. Which is then cooked down to get rid of all the salt, and then cooked with peppers, a few chilies and everything, and it's all mixed together. So then that is our national dish, which is ackee and saltfish, which is then served with plantains, rice and dumplings. So the dumplings it's basically just flour and water, and then they fry it. And it's, incredible. The whole combination together is amazing. And then, usually on a Sunday, we'll have rice and peas, which is rice with kidney beans. And then it's either you have chicken, pork, or cow. We usually have oxtail, which is like the tail of a cow, which is cooked down. And if it's cooked properly, incredible. I guarantee most of the places you go in Jamaica is the restaurants, amazing, but if you can find a local that you become friends with, they all want to take you home and to cook for you. So Yeah, whenever I go back, I end up having 5 meals a day because every house I visit, I have to eat, and they get very offended if you don't eat.
Well, very guest friendly.
Yeah. So they all want to show you, and the food. Yeah, we are spoiled as Jamaicans. So when we go to another country and we eat food, we are very fussy in a sort of way, because we're spoiled with so many incredible flavors that we become a food critic. Like most Jamaicans are food critics because we are spoiled as children. And when we go somewhere and it's like, oh, you've just put salt and pepper in your food, it's like, what is this? Like, there's so much things extra you can put.
What do you think about the Austrian food?
Austrian food? Okay, so I like schnitzel. That's it. But yeah, schnitzel, knödel. Everything else, yeah, it's kind of like England. England was the...
Wow, okay, slow down.
England has some of the worst food, but Austria...
Well, you know, most of our listeners are from the UK.
Sorry guys, sorry, but yeah, I've lived in England too, so I know.
So you made your experience.
And they probably will say the same too, because once you've experienced other countries, because when I've cooked in England and people have tried the Jamaican food, it's like, what the hell is this? Like, why is there so many flavors in my food? I'm like, this is how food should be. So, but yeah, Austrian food, because I don't really eat meat, so I'm only chicken and fish. That's all I eat.
Yeah, but I got it already. So we are in the middle, like you say, Jamaica on the top, UK in the end, and Austria in the middle.
Yeah, I would say so. Because Austria, I do like a lot of Austrian food and the traditional food. But England, all they've basically got is fish and chips. And
Okay, so
Sorry, guys.
can you give us a short summarize? What are your favorite meals? Like 1, 2, or maybe 3 meals which you like the most? If we are in Jamaica, what should we eat for sure?
Mine is fried fish. But a lot of people, they're not so sure about it because it's got the head on still. So it can scare people.
Okay, it's not a fried fish what we are used to.
No, it's just a fresh fish that's been fried and seasoned, and it still has the head on, but incredible, absolutely incredible. So the seafood, recommended. The chicken, also recommended, because we have kind of 3 or 4 different types. So you'll have a brown stew chicken, which is basically a casserole, which is cooked down, so it's like with sugar, brown sugar, but it doesn't taste sweet. And that for me is really nice, but my weakness is fried chicken. Like Jamaica has probably the best fried chicken. It's even said that Jamaican KFC is the best in the world.
Okay.
And many people have said this. I'm not the only one. It's on the internet if you guys want to go and research this. But yeah,
I got already a few slogans out of this podcast, like Jamaican needs 30 seconds to get 1 step.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So,
best KFC of the world.
It is. It definitely is.
Okay, yeah, we learned a lot with you, for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, the chicken, and then for me too, the ackee and saltfish. Like, it's the national dish. It's what I grew up on, and
Fame one.
and it's amazing. It doesn't matter what time of the day, if you want it for breakfast, lunch, or for dinner. Yeah, whenever you feel like it. So
Awesome.
it's really cool.
So, okay, let's finish the topic food. I'm as always, when I'm here, I get hungry when to speak about it.
Me too now. I'm just I hold my stomach so it doesn't rumble under.
Yeah, but let's continue. If we are there, we need also to speak about safety. We already said traveling with a taxi would be really nice. You can discover many good points and save money, but what about, is it danger there? Is it safety? What about political situations? Can you give it a short overview?
So yeah, Jamaica, it can be very dangerous. So it's a very poor country. So it's like with any kind of poor countries. You have to be able to take care of your own safety at the same time. So if you're walking around with an expensive phone on show, expensive jewelry on show, then you're putting yourself more at risk. But if you just go there and you're just in your flip-flops and you're just dressing like you're on holiday, then you're not usually bothered. They don't really trouble you. Some people will try it. So the one thing is how you react to the situation. So if someone comes to you and they say, give me your money, don't just give them your money. Have some balls, as we say, and tell them no. Because this is the thing, it's like a lot of because I have had friends too that have been to Jamaica and said it was really scary. And then I've had other people on the other side that said it was one of the best and the safest holidays they've had. So it all depends on how you react to the situation.
But if I react with a no, does it make it more dangerous? Or
No, because this is what we have to do as locals ourselves. So you will get some kind of, whoever, let's say, wannabe gangsters or whatever. So with us as local people, if someone tries to come and steal your things, we say no, like, I'm not going to use the word, F off. Yeah, you just basically tell them to do one. But if you start to give them whatever, then they start to think, now I have more opportunities, and then they will try it. So you have to just basically have a backbone and say, no, you're not taking my things. And usually that works. Not 100% of the time, but I'll probably say 80% of the time that if you say no to these people, then they will just leave you alone. Because we have to do it as local people too. And it's like, no, you are not taking our things. And then it switches something in their minds and they're like, okay, sorry. But even if you say to them, I'm not going to give you my things, but I'll buy you a beer and things like this. So it changes the whole situation.
So a guy who wants to rob you, I go to drink a beer with them. You literally do that.
You can do that. Yes, you literally could do.
Well, I thought about many things, but not to go with a thief for a drink a beer.
Yes, but it's also recommended
to drink a beer with them.
No, it's just to just say no to them. But for me, I have a lot of people that ask me, if like here in a European country, they ask me, if I go to Jamaica, can you recommend somewhere to go? Or like for me, I always let my family members know. So I was like, let me know when you go on holiday. I will tell my family members and they can either pick you up from the airport, bring you to the hotel and show you around, so you know that you're always safe, and they will feed anything back to me. So in that sort of sense, that's when a lot of my friends have a nice holiday or a safe holiday. So if you know a local, or if you know somebody Jamaican that can recommend you and say, look, I'll call my family and say, look, I have a friend that's coming on holiday. They want to just do everything for you. They want to show you all the best parts of the island, literally like a taxi driver. So
I was thinking about that again. If you have a taxi driver, you're also safer, because this guy will help you and bargain with you probably if you have some troubles and things like that.
Yes.
So for sure,
if you can find a good, because it's not all of them that are safe or good. It can be a bit risky, but Jamaica is a very friendly place. We're very open. And when we know someone's here from holiday, we want to show you around. Like, we're so proud of our country and our food and everything. So that's automatically what we think. But then if you're walking around with super expensive things, super expensive bags, then you're putting your own self at risk. It's like if you go to anywhere else in the world, it's a very poor way of life. So
as you said, the average amount is 70 euros per week, right?
Yes,
average salary,
So if you're there going around like, I'm this guy, then I'm sorry, this is what's going to happen.
Exactly, that's all around the world.
Exactly, yeah. So that's the thing, like in Jamaica, we find that offensive in a sort of way, because it's like you're rubbing it in our faces. But if you go there as a normal person, even if you are rich, but if you just go as a normal person and you respect the local people, then you can have a very, very nice time.
All will be fine.
Yeah, so it's just being smart about it basically, and not just thinking, I'm going to go there, spend all this money, and then
Thanks a lot for these tips. People should keep that in mind. Listeners, listen to Andre and you will have a great trip to Jamaica for sure.
You definitely will. You probably wouldn't want to come home.
So Andre, when we speak already about the economical situation and the salary thing, can you give us a short update about nowadays? How is the economic situation in Jamaica?
So yeah, it's a lot of struggles. So unless you're, well, even if you're highly educated in Jamaica, there's really not that much opportunities or jobs. So a lot of people are teachers or nurses, but they don't actually work in Jamaica. They spend a lot of time working in America. And yeah, a lot of them go to Canada for farming once a year or when it's the farming season. So a lot of them go to America to pick fruits and things like this. Because in Jamaica, it's really is a struggle at times. Unless you're a farmer and you're making hardly anything. So yeah, a lot of them, it's really not easy. It's either building work, farming work.
So what's the biggest part of economic? Is it the agriculture, the farming, but they are all abroad? So what's back in the country?
So it's what's back in the country. I would say it's the farming, because a lot of the fruits will get imported. But yeah, their biggest economy is medicinal cannabis. That is literally it, because yeah, most of the Jamaicans don't actually stay in their country anymore. Because they're not making so much money.
So medical cannabis, because since 2015, right? It's
legal
2015,
there. Yeah.
And so the medical cannabis goes all around the world.
Yeah, mainly America is the biggest market.
Okay.
It's for cancer treatments and for making oils and things like CBD oils. Like, it's the biggest producer for CBD, which is then produced into oils and for cancer treatment. So that definitely helps the country a lot. But anything else, there's a very small amount that gets exported, like to England, because we have a very big Jamaican community in England. So a lot of Jamaican fruits and local dishes and things get sent to England and to Germany as well, because there is a big Jamaican community in Germany.
Well, that brings me already to my next question. Is there a big connection with the European Union?
I would say so, yeah, because we have a lot of, say, German artists, English artists that work a lot in the music scene. In Jamaica.
Okay, so especially music artists.
Music scene, definitely.
Okay.
But everything else, no, we're connected. I know a lot of Jamaican, we'll have nurses, teachers in Jamaica that will come and work in Europe and England, because there's shortages all around in these places. But yeah, apart from that, it's just the music scene is the biggest scene.
Still. Since Bob Marley, there is a big influence.
Yeah, a very, very big influence.
Do you actually have him as a hero there in Jamaica? What do you think about Bob Marley?
We have so much respect for that guy because he put Jamaica on the map. Like, Jamaica's just a very small island that no one would know about otherwise. And Bob Marley put his music, changed our life basically, changed our history. So a lot of people do look up to Bob Marley, and now he's got a lot of children now that are carrying on that thing for him.
True, yeah.
He's got a lot of sons now that are very popular all around the world. So yeah.
There are also a few German artists which are really popular nowadays.
Yes, so you have Colibut. Yeah. He's a very popular artist here in Europe and in Jamaica.
Jamaica too, right?
And same with Gentleman.
Yeah.
These are very, very respected artists. Like, you wouldn't even know the difference that they came from Europe.
Yeah, if he's a European or from Jamaica, exactly.
If you was to listen to them without actually seeing a video of them, you would not know anything different.
Yeah, probably many people don't know that he's from Germany. And
so that's the thing, and it's the same kind of with England as well. There's a lot of...
Do you actually know the Jamaican pop team? Like, here it's really famous that Jamaica had a pop team at the Olympic Games.
Yeah,
there even exist movies about.
Yes. Yeah. We've even there's a ride. We don't have snow in Jamaica, but there's a ride like on rails, which is like a bobsleigh ride through the mountains, which is another thing that you guys should try to experience if you go there, which is just basically like a bobsleigh experience of going down the mountain on this. But because of the movie Cool Runnings, that
exactly. So, but it's also well known in Jamaica.
Yes,
I was wondering if just we European love this video, or is
it's very popular around the world. So I think because it became so popular, that's why they started to make this. It's like a theme park kind of thing now for bobsleigh.
It's not a training sliding. Okay.
Because I don't even think there's been a Jamaican bobsleigh team since that time.
There's still one.
Is there?
Yeah, also last Olympic team. There is now a history of Jamaican bobsledding teams.
Yeah, that's true. So because we don't have a lot of snow, we don't have any snow, so we have to go to other countries for us to do the bobsleighing team.
Yeah, Jamaica knows how to get fame. Really.
That is true, yes.
For this small island, incredible how many connection points you have all around the world.
Sports field, the music field, and the food.
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world still till this day. So, and now he's retired and he's.
Yeah, big respect to such a small country to bring such big people. On the map.
Because that's one good thing about us as Jamaicans is we're always out. Like we was never set in the house, like we were always out as kids, sometimes 2 hours away from your house with your catapult where you go shoot something to eat and little things like this. And the sports, like cricket as well, is another big big part of the culture.
There's actually at the moment the Cricket World Championship, right?
Mm-hmm. And then the West Indies, Jamaica's West Indies.
Oh, the Asian Championship, not the World Championship, right?
Yeah, but the World Championship, Jamaica's usually, it's usually pretty high up there. I think at the moment now it's, Pakistan or something that are doing really well. But Jamaica I was
India,
growing
Pakistan, they're pretty strong. I already had some interview partners here from Pakistan and India, and they also spoke a lot about cricket.
Yeah, about cricket. But I think before they started to get very high up, Jamaica used to be like one of the best cricket teams in the world, and they still are. I'd probably say it's the top 3. So they love cricket. I remember making our own cricket balls, and it's just you get a stone and then you're just wrapping elastic bands on until you have a ball size, and then this is your cricket ball. So you cut your own cricket bat, you carve it from a tree, and
as long as you have the ideas, you can make everything, right?
That's the thing. We're great at improvisation. So if we don't have something, we find a way. We're going to improvise on it. So that's another big part of the culture. And you might know someone who's a doctor, but the doctor can build a house, fix your car, and do some plumbing. So we're not just usually stuck on one field. We like to be able to do everything. We're survivors. So that's a big part of the culture, and that's that's
actually a good description.
Yeah. So it's even taught to us as kids. Like from a very young age, we're taught to cook. So from, I think, 8 years old, I could cook.
Good to know. So, well, the next days I don't have many plans. So if we want to share some Jamaican food.
If I get some time this week, then I can make something.
Looking forward for that. Yeah. And in the end, I always ask my guests about some words in their own language. Mm-hmm. Well, we already spoke about it, that there is a local language. There's not just English in Jamaica.
Yeah. So it's patois.
Patois, exactly. And can you show our listeners some words, and I try to repeat them, and hopefully also our listeners use it when they go to Jamaica.
So I'll translate it. I'll do the Jamaican and then I'll translate it to English. So if you see somebody and you just come up to them and you're like, yo, wagwan. So it means, wagwan means
wagwan.
What's going on.
Okay, so it's cutting every word off.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Wagwan.
Or wa'm means what's happening. So wa'm. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we have a lot of swear words.
Well, it sounds like a youth language, to be honest.
It does, yeah, because I know in England now this is part of the street language because Jamaica had a lot of influence on.
Okay, really? So your language, Padua?
Yeah, is starting to incorporate into the English language quite a lot, because I'll be walking down the street in England and people are like, yo, wagwan, and it's like, it's just normal now. Wagwan. What the rest of it, yeah, it's usually just local Jamaican talk. So wagwan, when we can get something to eat. So it's like, where can I get something to eat? It's spoken very fast.
Yeah.
So you have to try and do it slowly. So when we can get something to eat, when I slow it down, you can hear it more in English. But if I walk up, yo, when we can get something to eat, like this is how it's spoken locally. So people are like, huh? But when it's slowed down,
Big question marks in their head. Yeah.
But when it's slowed down, there's like, oh, you mean where I can get something to eat? Or when we can find a taxi, and little things like that. But you can hear the mix of the English in the words, because in Jamaica we call it broken English, where it's just like, we've basically broken down the words. But originally it's from Creole, which is then a mixture of Spanish, French and English, all just thrown into one language. So then spoken very fast and broken down quite a lot. So then that became our language over the last 400 years. And this is Patois.
Patois, yeah. Awesome. And well, thanks a lot for everything, to give us a small input about the country where people need 30 seconds to walk one step and bring out the fastest man of
Exactly.
the world, so.
It's preserving our energy. Yeah. So we are very fast runners if we have to.
Obviously.
And that's the thing we grew up with. Most dogs are let loose. So from a very young age, you're getting chased by dogs. So you have to learn to run fast.
That's how you learn to run.
Yeah, or you're getting bitten. So, so it's either that. You can either walk slow or learn to run fast. But the other times we preserve our energy. If we don't need to use it, then we just take our time and enjoy life and live it to the...
Totally, you're right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see Jamaica. Do you have something to add, which you want to add to the podcast?
All I can say is live life to the maximum.
That's awesome. Thanks, Andre.
Marco.
Live your life to the maximum with lots of big pleasure.